Fellas, week 12. 2 weeks left for the regular season. Playoff picture starting to take shape a little bit. There's only been one team that's officially eliminated, but they're still playing spoiler. Uh, Great week, as always. A little low scoring for some, a little high scoring for others. We'll get into it like we always do. Let's hear from our loser of the week first. A little low energy video from the most common, second most common person on this little loser of the week video, Jackie Boy. What happened?
What's up, guys? Coming at you live, Xbox Live. A little background here. Gonna make my video low score of the week. Was my best performance. I've been here before. Currently need Lamar to have 40 more points. It's the third quarter, I think. It's not looking good. Logan, good game this week. Your defense proved formidable. We're gonna reassess, get back to it. We're gonna hope that we can bounce back next week, put on some more points on the board. I just want to say I've enjoyed every moment of this league so far, and I apologize to myself. I apologize to the league. I apologize to everybody for my performances this week, for this year, and specifically this week. I don't think I'm out of the playoffs just yet. I think anything can happen. Yeah, I currently got, our league commissioner and Omar talking in my ear on Xbox about their opinions about my team. It's not great. I don't agree with them, straight up. So we're gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna come up with best foot forward. Shout out the commish, putting forward the effort every week. Got to give a shout out. What else do I got going on? I don't know when the trade deadline is, but feel free to hit me up before that happens. Willing to make some waves, even though it's late in the season. Only a minute and a half, but I really don't have much else to say because I'm about to jump into a hard point game. Yeah, Char is saying this is really positive. It is positive. That's the only way you can look at this because there really isn't much positive in this team objectively. So that's how I like to be. Anyways, good night, good luck, God bless. Peace.
Final score 80-95. Jack hands Logan a win, much to Omar's dismay. We'll get into everything regarding everyone in the league, as we always do. But yes, very undeserved win for Logan, who does stay right in the mix of things. Only 95 points, third lowest score, didn't matter. Came away with the win. And there was a huge gap between the bottom three and then everyone else. It went 80, 91, 95, and the next lowest was 115. So big difference, big gap. We heard about the bad people. Let's hear from the good one. You're very familiar with his face by this point. Noto. Winner of the week again. 3 weeks in a row. 4 out of the last 5 weeks. Your team's hot. You're making money. What's good, corn dog?
What's going on, everybody? It is your winner of the week here. Third time in a row and fourth time in 5 weeks. Reporting in from the beautiful 1222 North Cleveland Street. I bet nobody wanted to see my face here again, especially you, Jared. I'm definitely coming for you. So, yeah, let's get into it. 19 from Baker, 20 from A-Chain. Jackson Smith and Jigba, who is now not a part of my team, along with Taysom Hill for Pickens and Jalen Hurts. So that Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown stack is about to go crazy. A.J. Brown went off this week. Trey McBride went off this week. Jordan Addison was a huge pickup off waivers. I've been getting very lucky with the huge waiver wire pickups the last 2 weeks, so I'm very proud of that. But yeah, kind of put a beat down on Omar. I texted Omar if he wanted me to throw the game. He could have just let me know, but he didn't fork over enough money. So, yeah, good week from the boys. I think after that trade, my team's looking a lot better, and Pacheco's coming back. So I'm just real excited to, beat Jared in the finals, like everybody's been saying for the past 3 weeks. But thank you, everybody, and I'll probably see you here next week.
Yes, made another trade. His team definitely got better. We love that for him. Omar thinks his team got better, so we love that for Omar too. I know I normally like to get under people's skin, specifically Omar, but it is Thanksgiving. I know a lot of us in this league are in the medical community, so they can't be with their friends and family. So this time of year might be a little harder than it is for others. So just to be real with you guys a little bit. I do love all of you in this league, and I'm thankful for it and thankful for all you guys. So, especially those that don't get to be with their friends and families, thanks for all that you do. Enough of me being for real. I said my nice piece. Let's go back to me chirping everyone and being a little bit of a jerk. Yes, Noto, 159 to 136. Omar drops 136. Top 4 in scoring. Top 5 in scoring. So he was 5th in scoring. Like I said, we had some high scores this week. But Noto gets it done. Char really screwed Omar with the drop of Jordan Addison. That is Omar lost by 25. Addison puts up 30. Even if he would have played Tank Dell over him, he still would have got the win, but that's just something you hate to see. That's a tough one. That's really tough. Omar, we'll get into the specifics of the matchups when I go through everyone. I have the order that I got to go through. But yes, I did get this game wrong. I was 3-2 on games this week. I got the Char Ben game wrong, and that was an incredible game. We'll get into that one, and then Omar and Noto. So, this week, Stern and Char. I don't know if anyone was paying attention besides basically me and Char, but Char was up like 30. Yeah, he was up like 30 points going into Monday Night Football when Stern all he had was Justice Hill and Mark Andrews left. Mark Andrews catches a touchdown early, gets 15. Justice Hill, the second string running back for the Ravens, breaks off for like a 53-yard touchdown, sends him over for a win. 140 to 137. Crazy win. No reason for Stern to be getting these types of wins, but it makes the league that much more exciting. That was crazy. Christian Watson also dropped a walk-in, like 60-yard touchdown. So Stern, 140 points, the most points he scored all year. And that was with CMC scoring 7 and Christian Watson scoring 0. He played the Seahawks defense, who were projected for 3 points and scored 19. Just a crazy play. Chuba with 15, Mark Andrews with 15, Nico with 20, Aaron Jones with 19, and then Mahomes with his best game of the season, going for 28 points. Caleb Williams on the bench with 26. He made the right call at QB. The only people he had on his bench were Caleb and Pat Freiermuth. Like, everyone else was on bye. So Stern comes away with, honestly, a miraculous win against Char, who has historically been getting away with it this whole season. Did not get away with it this weekend. This was probably one of the few weeks he deserved to win and didn't. He falls 137 points. He was led by Jaden Daniels and DJ Moore. DJ Moore finally looks like he's unlocked with Shaden Waldron gone. Jaden Daniels honestly didn't look too good, and then just got a bunch of points at the end there, especially with the Scary Terry long touchdown, and then Austin Seibert missing the extra point, and now he's on IR, which is probably just a PR stunt, as we all know. But Jahmyr Gibbs with 24, Kareem Hunt with 11, DK disappointed with 9, and didn't practice today with a shoulder injury, which is not going to happen in another league. Jaden Reed, Char can't figure out who to play. If he plays Rashad White over Jaden Reed, he gets the win. If he plays the Titans defense over the Steelers defense, he gets the win. Tough leaving those points on the bench, for sure. Jaden Reed, the Packers just forget about him. He gets all the targets in the first 3 plays, and then he just doesn't get anything. Mike Evans, you probably hope for a little more against the Giants, but they just ran away with that game so quick. Stern, 3-9. He's in last place, but he's actually not clinched last. Like Jack or Omar could, in theory, lose out. Ben could lose out. He's not guaranteed to get last at this point. Char drops to 7-5. He has clinched a playoff spot, but he's in the hunt for that second place, first place bye situation that we got going on. Huge damper in that tough one for Char. Okay, Sammy and Sean. So Sean, 126, Sammy 91. Sean does get the win. Lower scoring performance compared to the rest of the league. 126 is about average, but this was a high scoring week for some of the teams. He was bottom 5 in scoring. Led by Josh Jacobs and Scary Terry off that one play. Puka with 20 as well. Ramondre disappointed, which is normal for him. Tyreek's been horrible this whole season. And Njoku dropped that touchdown on Thursday Night Football. Bucks defense was good. Jordan Love has been pretty bad from a fantasy perspective. But the important thing is he got the win on Kamara's bye. Kamara's been his best player. Still gets the win. Jonnu Smith. Honestly, I'm assuming Sean's going to end up flexing him. He's been the tight end 1 over the last 5 weeks. He's got 23 points. He's just been killing it. He's probably been his favorite receiver. I would be shocked if Sean doesn't put him in his lineup going forward. But other than that, just pretty meh performance from Sean's team. 126. He was lucky he got Sammy this week. Sammy, 91 points. He's regretting the trades that he's making, especially with Breece Hall not practicing today. And Debo is very fat and slow, as we've established and all agreed on. Jonathan Taylor with 3 points. That trade was horrible. Sky was right. Sky's always right about everything, like I always say. Justin Herbert's been a great waiver pickup, 17 points. George Kittle with 20 has been good. Derrick Henry with 14. He loses J.K. Dobbins at 9 points at half. He's probably going to miss a couple weeks. And then Malik Neighbors didn't even touch the ball until the second half. But honestly, with Drew Lock potentially going in tomorrow, that's going to be better for Malik Neighbors. Tommy Cutlets is just atrocious. Tough one for Sammy. He didn't break 100. That's something you never want to see. So Sammy currently 5-7, out of the playoff picture. Sean 8-4, right on Noto's tail. Same record Noto has on the point differential, but he's fighting for that second place, that bye. Log and Jack, I brushed on this one already, 95-80. Obviously, Logan did not deserve a win here. He didn't have anyone break 20. Excuse me. TJ Hawkinson with 18. CD with 16. Kyron with 11. Kyler disappointed. James Conner disappointed. Juwan Jennings disappointed. But honestly, with Brock Purdy out, like, Jennings' value takes a big hit. Tyrone Tracy really disappointed. I remember when I traded him to Log, we agreed that Tyrone was better than Bucky, and that just did not seem to be the case this week at all. Tyrone, the Giants put him in this weird wildcat rush type thing, and then he fumbles, and then they punish him for that. That didn't really make any sense to me, but I'm not a Giants fan, so what do I care? Jack, speaking of Giants fan, 80 points. Lamar had 22, got over a quarter of his points. Brian Robinson Jr. gets hurt. Joe Mixon doesn't have a great game. Calvin Ridley and Jerry Jeudy were both decent. Obviously, the most inexcusable thing that he did was he started the Rams defense. Like, there were some good options on the waivers, and he started the Rams defense, who finished with -7, which is the worst defensive performance anyone's had all season in a starting lineup. I'm not even going to fact check that. I just know that no one's done worse than that. So, I mean, it was a 15-point game. If Jack has a defense that scores 9 points, that's a 16-point swing. Like, Jack gets the win if he doesn't play literally the worst defense he could have played. It would have been better to literally play the Jaguars defense, who were on bye. Tough one for Jack. He's not officially dead. He's not officially out of playoff contention, but he's going to need a miracle if he wants to squeak in. Log, 6-6, 5th place, still in the playoff picture. Jack, 4-8, sitting outside. Okay, Omar Noto. Omar obviously made a lot of moves. He traded for Joe Burrow last week. He traded for Jalen this week. Jalen's no longer on his team. Dave Montgomery looked good, but he banged up his shoulder, didn't go back in. DeAndre Swift, it's going to be tough sledding for DeAndre Swift going forward. The Bears do not have a good schedule, and he's really only good when the Bears are up. Zay Flowers wasn't very good. Pickens obviously was wide open in the end zone, didn't come up with that touchdown on Thursday Night Football. Cortland Sutton looked amazing, 29 points. Pittman with 15. That was ended up being a positive trade for Omar. That was an 11-point swing in his favor. And the Texans defense with 18 kind of gave him some hope, but obviously it wasn't enough. Noto had another very solid performance. 159 points, was good for winner of the week. Baker with 18, Akane with 20, Eckler with 4, which, you know, this was his bye week with James Cook, and he gets Pacheco back, so Eckler's not going to be in his lineup anymore going forward. JSN's been awesome in Seattle this whole year. That's been a great pick for Noto. A.J. Brown is obviously awesome. Trey McBride had a great game. Still hasn't scored a touchdown yet this season, which is crazy because he's like the tight end 3 on the year. Jameson Williams with 11, and then the biggest story from Noto was another waiver pickup hit. Jordan Addison with 30 points. Justin Jefferson does nothing. He's getting triple teamed the whole day. Jordan Addison picks up the slack with 30. So Noto, staying right on my tail, 8-4, second place. He's got the second bye right now. We're 2 weeks to go. If he wins out, he's guaranteed second place unless he, drops a lot of points and Sean makes up some distance. But he's guaranteed a bye as long as he keeps winning. So Noto gets the win. Omar drops. He could still get in the playoffs if he wins out. And one of Sammy and Sky is guaranteed to lose this week because they're playing each other. But yeah, tough one for Omar. 136 points. Was one of his better performances this year. Did not get the win. Me and Sky, 151 to 115. This was really just Saquon. He had 46 of my 151. Obviously, Josh Allen on bye, Bijan on bye. I have not had a Josh Allen game yet. I'm excited for it, but I tried to get cheeky. I played Drake May over Tua. If I would have played Tua, I would have got winner of the week. That's the second week I've had a coaching decision cost me winner of the week, but it is what it is. Drake May with 13, Saquon with 46, Bucky with 27, Owen Rowe with 12, Cooper Kupp with 20, had that last-minute garbage time touchdown. Brock Bowers disappointed a little bit. Excuse me, I just got a software update. 1 second. Okay, sorry, I had been talking for like 10 minutes, and this happened in my other league where I talked for 20 and didn't stop, and then the file corrupted, and I had to retalk, and I didn't want to risk that, but we're good to go. Justin Jefferson, only 4 points. He had 1 catch during during regulation and then one in overtime. And then Lab McConkey, great addition from Char. 14 points. Viking defense was 6. I was fine. Sky, formidable effort. Tony Parra with 21. Jacoby obviously balled out in that late slate with 22 points. Rico Dowdle stinks. He got 10 points. Dolphins defense was a great play. K-Dot only with 4. That's really disappointing with how good he had been the past 3 weeks before the bye. Obviously, Mike Evans coming back takes away some of his value, and they just ran all over the Giants. Josh Downs gets hurt. He's going to miss this week. Najee's horrible. And then CJ Stroud has been pretty mid this whole year. So, Sky, 6-6, still in the playoff, but I think he's lost like the last 3. Actually, let me confirm that. I get another win. Keep the win streak going. First place, yeah. So, Omar and Sky are both on 3-game losing streak. Jack's on a 2-game losing streak. Everyone else is either just lost, just won. I'm on a 3-game win streak. Log's on a 3-game win streak. Noto's on a 5-game win streak. So he is officially on fire. He was 3-4. Now he's sitting 8-4. Let's get into the standings. Man, okay. First and second are the correct spots. Me and Noto, respectively. Actually, first, second, and third. I apologize for that slight, Sean. First, second, and third were all correct. And then the 4th highest scorer is actually Omar, who's sitting in 8th place, followed by Sammy, who's in 7th. And then we have Char, who's the 6th highest scorer, but is 4th. Log is then 5th at 7th. And then we have Sky, who is in 6th, but is 8th in scoring. And then Jack and Stern are in their correct spots, respectively. We look over at the points against. Sky, somehow, most points against, 8th highest point score, 6-6. Not understanding it. Omar is right behind him at 1546 points against. He has 200 more points against than Log, who has 1350. He has the least amount of points, followed by Char. I think everyone will say that checks out. The math makes sense there. Okay, let's get into the matchups for this week. Let me get those pulled up for you guys. Okay, so Log, although he got very lucky against Jack this week, has a very rough schedule to end the year. He's got to win at least one of them. He's got Sean this week, followed by me next week. So he's got the 1st and 3rd highest scorers in the league to end the season. No one's on bye for this whole week. I was right about Sean. He did plug Jonnu Smith into his lineup. And it looks like, I mean, that makes sense. He's benching Njoku for Jonnu. He's not going to start one of them over Scary Terry or Tyreek or Puka or Kenneth Walker or Kamara. So that makes sense. Sean's about a 2-point favorite going into this. I will say this is a must win for Logan, and this is a nice win for Sean. If he wants to stay in the race for the bye, he's got to win this because Noto's playing Jack this week, and I'm going to be shocked if Jack beats him. But we'll get into this matchup. Log's team makes a trade for Baker. Kyler's been killing him all year, so that was a good trade for Log. He gets rid of Garrett Wilson, who I think sucks. I think that was a good trade for Log. Kyron's got to find his way back in the end zone. Tyrone Tracy obviously didn't look good last week. Got benched, all that hoopla, but he's going against Dallas this week in the Thanksgiving game on the worst game of the day. So he's actually got Tyrone Tracy and CeeDee Lamb in that game. Got Jawan Jennings, really hoping that Brock Purdy comes back. James Conner's hoping that he has a better game. Hawkinson's been really good. And the Broncos defense has been super solid. Sean's side, we already hit on his players. Puka's been unbelievable since he's came back. Tyreek's been horrible. Jonnu's been really good. Josh Jacobs, the Packers have just been running down people's throats. So this is Thanksgiving Day is honestly a massive day for these two teams here. With Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Tyrone Tracy, and CeeDee Lamb all playing. So we're going to have four players to watch in this one. I actually think that Logan's going to have a decent week this week. I think he'll probably put up around 125. I'm happy for him that he has Baker because Baker's going against Carolina. He's probably going to have 25 points this week. That's my guess, but I think Sean's going to come away with it. But I think Log's team is going to turn a corner in these last 2 weeks. His schedule is just really, really rough. And for that, I apologize, Logan, that I can't put a vote of confidence in you. But I still think you're going to have a good game. Okay. Stern and Omar. I don't really know why Omar traded away Jalen instead of Burrow. I mean, Jalen, I think, is like the QB2. Burrow's the QB3, so it's not like he hasn't been good. But I feel like you'd rather keep Jalen over Burrow. These two teams have played previously, so every matchup we've played previously except for the one that I just did with Log and Sean. Stern actually did win one of his 3 wins in Week 5, 119-101. And Stern is at full strength. He's got his full team for the first time since week 1. Actually, he didn't even have his team week 1 because CMC didn't play. So for the first time all season, Stern has his full lineup, which is not good for Omar. And I apologize for that sincerely. Burrow going against Pittsburgh. That's going to be a good game, but Pittsburgh's defense is obviously very solid. Dave Montgomery, questionable, didn't practice, limited practice, full practice. He's going to play. It's Thanksgiving against his old team. There's no way he doesn't play. He's got both running backs in this game. He's got DeAndre Swift on the other side of the ball. So Omar's going to be watching that game like a hawk for the 12 o'clock game if he's not working, which honestly he probably is. Zay Flowers, JSN, Travis Kelce, Cortland Sutton, Brian Thomas Jr. So he's got like a brand new team. The only two people that are left are Travis Kelce and Cortland Sutton, from who he drafted. And he finally got Pittman, who's not in his lineup, but he's a locker room guy. That's someone you got to have if you're Omar. Stern, like I said, gets his full team. CMC, you got to hope he turn around. He has not looked good in the 3 weeks that he's been playing. Aaron Jones and Chuba have been awesome. That ended up being a good trade for Stern. Both of them have arguably been better than Kyron at times, and now he has some depth. T. Higgins has been unbelievable when he's played. Mark Andrews has been good. Christian Watson, if he ever got some hands, would be great. Maybe he plugs in Khalil Shakir over Christian Watson. Maybe he leaves him in. Who am I? This isn't my team to manage. I want to pick Stern, but I think Omar needs a win. So I'm going to write his name down, and we're going to move on. Okay, Sky and Sammy. So this is a must-win for both of these teams. I'll say it. Like, Sky's been on a skid. Sammy really needs to get back in the win column. Sammy comes in at a 13-point favorite. But that is with Breece Hall projected for points. He didn't practice today, and that's coming after a bye. So that's not good. That's like very not good if you don't practice immediately after a bye. Herbert's been great. Derrick Henry's still the running back too. Debo's fat and slow. Like I said, we're all on the same page. Malik Neighbors is good, but plays on the Giants. George Kittle's been awesome. Marvin Harrison Jr. is an enigma. And then Jonathan Taylor has candidly been horrible since he came back. He missed those 3 games. Houston, he was good. 8 points, 14 points, 7 points, 3 points. And then he's got a bye next week. Oh my God, Sammy. Okay, so both of Sammy's running backs have byes next week. Dude, I did not know Jonathan Taylor had a bye week 14. And the reason that's important is because Derrick Henry also has a bye week 14. So Sammy is really in trouble in week 14, but we'll get to that during week 14. Sky. He finally gets his man Drake London in the lineup. Gus Edwards, projected for 11 points. Great waiver pickup for Sky. I tried to get him. He snagged him. Brock Purdy's in currently. I don't know if he's going to play. He didn't practice today. And honestly, even if he does play, apparently it's supposed to snow in Buffalo. Najee stinks. Tony Pollard's been good. Jacoby's been good. Rico Dowdle stinks. Sky, you got 2 players in your lineup that stink. And I think Sammy's team this week is going to stink too. I'm predicting a mid-off. Neither of these teams are going to deserve a win this week. Have I picked Sky to win? I haven't picked Sky to win in the last 3 weeks. So Sky, I'm writing your name down because you haven't been picked to win in 3 weeks, and I feel like you need a win. Sammy, if you want to hit my line offline and admit that Debo's fat and slow, we'll talk about changing that pick, okay? All right, Jack and Noto. These two teams have, previously, week 4, Sky beat Sammy by a score of 127-121. So, Sky going for the sweep. All right, Jack and Noto, 12-22 squaring off. Yeah, Noto won 167-125 the first time they played, which was after the trade that they made. So Noto's team obviously looks super good. Jalen, James Cook, A-Kane, Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, Trey McBride. He's got Darnell Mooney, and now he's Garrett Wilson in his second flex. Isaiah Pacheco, projected for points this week, supposed to play. Not slotting him in the starting lineup. Those teams looking good. I feel like he's going to start struggling with who to play at his second flex. Does he play Darnell Mooney? Does he play Garrett Wilson? Does he play Addison? Does he play Pacheco? He's going to have some lineup decisions to make, which is not a bad problem to have, but it is a problem nonetheless. Jack, it's basically just Lamar and Joe Mixon. Brian Robinson Jr., I actually don't know if he practiced, so he practiced in a limited capacity today. Jerry Jeudy's been really good, especially with Cedric Tillman getting hurt, 26 and 14 over the last couple weeks. Laporta is, not even startable. He's 4 points, 8, 3, 5, 9, 12, 3, 16, 4, 15, 4. So not a good stat line. Wan'Dale Robinson is not good either. Man, Jack, you're still rostering Deontay Johnson, who since being traded to the Ravens has 0, 1.6, 0, and 0. So I think he's probably not rosterable, honestly. Alexander Madison, I don't know if he practiced today, but he missed last week, and Amir Abdul looked good. He was limited today. But Ridley looks good. Ridley looks good, and Lamar looks good, and Joe Mixon's good. So hopefully Joe Mixon has a big game against Jacksonville this week. I don't think he's going to have enough for you to overcome the rest of your team. So as everyone is guessing, I'm picking Noto to win this one. All right. Me and Char. We did play in week 4. I won by a score of 138 to 118. But that game was closer than people may remember it was. You guys don't care. Let me go back. Okay, so this is my first time, in theory, having my full team. Assuming Amon-Ra plays, he was questionable. He banged up his knee on a punt return. Why we got him on the field for punt returns? I have Josh Allen for the first time. I love Saquon. Bijan I'm excited for, too. It's the first time I got both of them in the lineup. Amon-Ra, JJ, Brock Bowers, Cooper Kupp, and Bucky's looked awesome. I'm a 23-point favorite. But Char's team has been much better as of late. DK Metcalf did not practice today with a shoulder injury, which is not good, like I said. I really hope he doesn't miss because I need him really badly in my other league, but you guys don't care about that. I'm assuming if DK doesn't play, actually Devontae didn't practice today either. Char might be in trouble here, folks. Char might be in trouble. If DK doesn't play, if Devontae doesn't play, he's going to plug in Jaden Reed, and he'll likely plug in Rashad White as well, which honestly isn't a bad play going against Carolina this week. But regardless, I like my team. It's hard for me to pick against my team. I've been the second highest scorer like the last 3 weeks. I'm sitting at 9-3. I'm writing my name down. But Char, I think you're gonna have a good week. I'm seeing you dropping 130 and losing. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think that wraps me for the week. As always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, and I love you guys.